Babur, who was a descendant of Taimur and Genghis Khan, inherited his ancestral kingdom of Farghana in 1494 AD. After repeated invasions of India, he finally defeated Ibrahim Lodi at Panipat in 1526 AD. This was the beginning of the great Mughal Empire. Babur was succeeded by his eldest son Humayun, who failed in asserting strong monarchical authority. The Mughal Empire received a setback when Sher Shah Suri defeated Humayun in the battles of Chausa and Kannauj in 1540 AD. Shortly after regaining the empire in 1555 AD, Humayun died in 1556 AD after falling down his library stairs. Humayun's heir, Akbar, was only 13 years old when he became king, but he survived to become the greatest of the Mughal emperors. By the time of his death in 1605 AD, the Mughal Empire had expanded from central India to Kashmir and included Sindh and Rajasthan. Akbar's rule stands out due to his conciliatory policies towards the non-Muslims, his religious reforms, and his efficient administrative system. Mughal art and architecture reached its climax under Jahangir and Shah Jahan, Akbar's son and grandson, who left a legacy of magnificent mosques, palaces, forts and gardens ornate with luxurious and delicate decorations. Shah Jahan's Taj Mahal remains the crowning glory of Mughal architecture till this day. Aurangzeb, the son of Shah Jahan, was a puritanical Muslim. Though he ruled longer than any of his predecessors, he could not stop the decline of the Mughal Empire, which was hastened after his demise in 1707 AD, and after nearly 150 years disappeared altogether from the scene. After Aurangzeb, the Marhatas became the unchallenged rulers of the Deccan. In Punjab, Sikh power became a force to reckon with. One of the reasons for springing up of these new power centers was that from 1707 to 1857 AD, nearly 17 kings were throned and dethroned in the empire. The weakening Mughal Empire invited havoc in the form of Nadir Shah, a Persian king, who in 1738 to 1739 AD ordered a general massacre of Delhi, resulting in the death of 30,000 people. By the middle of the 18th century, the Rohillas, lying northeast of Delhi, and the Jats also became independent of the Mughal rule. In the 18th century, Islam in the subcontinent was faced with menacing problems. In response, an era of religious regeneration was inaugurated, led by the activities of Shah Waliullah. These activities transformed into educational reform movements which continued till the emergence of Pakistan. The British had arrived in the subcontinent some 2 centuries earlier. In 1614 AD, the British East India Company opened its first office in Bombay. The British continued to seek concessions from the Mughal rulers and enjoyed unique trading monopoly. By the middle of the 18th century, they had become deeply enmeshed in the politics of India. After the Battle of Plassey in 1757 AD, where they conspired with the Hindu traders against Nawab Siraj-ud-Dowla of Bengal, they began the systematic conquest of the subcontinent. In the 19th century, Muslims like Sayyid Ahmad and Shah Ismail carried out jihad against the Sikhs, while Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan in the Deccan against the British. However, they failed in their efforts to stop the downfall of the Muslim rule. By 1845 AD, the British Empire had grown from Bengal to Sindh, and all that remained free was the Punjab. The Sikhs were ruling over Punjab, and after the Second Sikh War in 1848 AD, the British gained control over the Indus, The Kohinoor diamond that Ranjit Singh had worn in his headdress became a part of the crown jewels at Westminster. The British Army recruited local Indians in their force. They used cartridges which were greased with fat from tabooed animals and had to be bitten before use. In 1857 AD, these Indian soldiers began a mutiny against the British, which started from the British Army in Bengal but spread swiftly across the subcontinent. This war of independence was not successful because the Muslims and Hindus were unable to work together. After the War of Independence, the British government assumed sovereignty of the lands of the British East India Company. The British control of the subcontinent grew in the next 50 years and culminated in the British Raj.